Is traditional America gone for good? That is the subject of this evening's Talking Points memo. Emotions still running high after last week's presidential vote. Many who supported Mitt Romney feel somewhat betrayed, and there is anger as well as sadness in the air. My pal Dennis Miller believes traditional America has been vaporized, that it is gone for good.
Do I think I'll ever see it go back in my lifetime to the other way? No, I don't. I think this is it. Do I think it's the America that I saw from 18 to 58? No, I don't. Is that the end of the world? No, it's not like I was in the shower this morning and found a lump in my armpit. That's always my fallback position. I got a great life, but I'm just saying it is not the America I've grown comfortable with.
Now, I've given Miller's election take a lot of thought, and I disagree with him. I believe traditional America can come back, but it will take a very special person to make that happen. Let's look at what happened 6 days ago. President Obama received about 62 million votes, 11% less than he got in 2008. So he's slipping in popularity. Mitt Romney ended up with 3.3 million fewer votes than the president. Close, but Romney got 2% fewer votes than John McCain garnered in 2008. By any measure, a poor performance for Governor Romney. Remember, McCain was running right into a recession. So it was more about Romney's failure to build on McCain's vote than Obama doing anything. A stronger candidate would have defeated the president. Mr. Obama won the woman vote, blacks and Asians, but it was the Hispanic vote that really nailed Romney. 71% of Latinos voted for the president. And that was a difference in Florida, Virginia, Colorado, and Nevada. Other states were impacted as well. Romney took white males and independents by significant margins. But when you bunch it all up together, when you bunch it up, it was an entitlement vote this year. American families earning less than $30,000 a year broke big for the president, 62% to 35%. So it's clear that left-wing ideology did not win the day for Barack Obama. Big spending on federal programs did. That's the key. Because many in the media would have us believe that liberal ideology was confirmed by this election. It was not. However, secularism is certainly eroding traditional power. No question about it. Those Americans who attend religious services at least once a week voted for Romney 59-39. Problem is, church-going is on the decline in this country. Here's an example. Despite the president's controversial insistence that some Catholic entities provide birth control and after pills, Catholics supported Obama 50-48, down from 2008, but still a surprise to some. But only about 30% of American Catholics now attend weekly Mass. So you can see the impact of creeping secularism on the religious vote. On paper, the stats look hopeless for traditional Americans, but they can be reversed. However, it will take a very special politician to do that. By the way, Mitt Romney didn't even try to marginalize secularism. He basically ignored it. A mistake because President Obama is the poster guy for this secular progressive movement. The key question going forward, is the SP movement good for Americans, no matter what their ethnicity or economic condition? And the answer is no. 3 vivid examples. Secular progressives champion a do-your-own-thing philosophy. No judgments about personal behavior are allowed in that arena. The public school system has adopted that philosophy, and that's now wreaking havoc on American society. In 2010, about 41% of American babies were born out of wedlock. That's up 8 percentage points since 2000, and up an astounding 23 percentage points since 1980. Babies born to unmarried women drive poverty. Every study shows that. And American minority groups are the most affected. In 2010, 73% of black babies were born outside of marriage. 53% of Hispanic babies were. The number was 29% for white babies. So the cycle continues. Minorities are more affected by poverty because the traditional family unit has broken down in those precincts. And rather than trying to reverse that, secular progressives want more entitlement spending. Nothing about changing libertine attitudes. On the abortion front, same thing. Rather than trying to discourage taking the lives of millions of fetuses, the SPs have created a mythical war on women, screaming that so-called reproductive rights are under assault. The abortion zealots want the procedure on demand, no matter how late term, and are stridently opposed to even counseling before this life-ending procedure is undertaken. Abortion is settled law in the USA, but it should be discouraged because human DNA is present upon conception. Thus, the situation becomes a human rights issue. Ask yourself this question. Should America be a country where potential human life, an undeniable fact after conception, is terminated for convenience? For convenience. Is that the kind of country we want? And the federal government's going to demand that citizens who oppose abortion pay for it? What say you, Planned Parenthood? Finally, 2 states, Washington and Colorado, voted to legalize pot. Here are the grim stats on this idiocy. Since 2008, teenage pot use up 40%, and heavy use for teens has increased 80%. States that have lenient medical marijuana laws driving those stats. Why? Because legalizing pot sends a message that it's fine to use it. And getting the drug at the corner pot shop makes it readily available to anyone. Ask any drug counselor, and he or she will tell you, once a child is introduced to intoxicants, that child's life changes for the worse. Some may not become substance involved, but millions will. Do we want to encourage that? The SPs, they don't care about addiction. They don't want limitations on so-called private behavior, no judgments. Want to smoke drugs? Fine. Want to abort a fetus? We'll drive you to the clinic. Want to have a kid when you're 16? No problem at all. We'll support you. If Mitt Romney spelled that out, what the secular progressive movement is really all about, in strong, vivid terms, and how President Obama enables that, Romney would not have lost 71% of the Hispanic vote, I can tell you. I believe the majority of Americans can be persuaded that the far left is a dangerous outfit, bent on destroying traditional America and replacing it with a social free-fire zone that drives dependency and poverty. We, the people, need to be confronted with the reality of our situation. But so many of our politicians are cowardly that the truth is rarely heard. Well, tonight you heard it. And maybe 4 years from now, what's really at stake in America will finally be heard loud and clear. And that's a memo.